2024 super exciting sci-fi movie. If you haven't seen it, hop on. A long time ago, the Iridian race controlled the galaxy, possessing wisdom and power far beyond humans. One day, they suddenly disappeared. Humans discovered their fragmented technology, which became the foundation of human progress. However, the Iridians had an even bigger secret hidden in a vault on Pandora. The quest to find the treasure in the vault became the motive for some criminal gangs. Amidst the chaos, a prophecy emerged. One day, the daughter of Iridia would open the vault and bring peace to the galaxy. Black Brother is a mercenary who uses the search for Atlas's daughter as an excuse to take his brother away. As the man faces challenges and prepares to escape the ship, a prisoner on the ship breaks out. From then on, they go from strangers to teammates. Lilith is a bounty hunter who doesn't show mercy to troublemakers. Although she is a bounty hunter, she has her principles and doesn't take just any job or work for just any employer. Whether she works or not depends on her mood. A new employer appears, stating that the people earlier were his subordinates. The employer, who is not ordinary, is Atlas, Tina's father. He asks Lilith to go to Pandora to find his missing daughter. Lilith is reluctant to return to her homeland because Pandora, with its Iridian treasures, is filled with all sorts of dangerous characters. Initially, she didn't want to accept the task, but the man's generosity with gold coins convinced her. He even sent away Lilith's current employer to make it easier for her to take on his task, and gave her a satellite phone. He promised to send someone to pick her up once she found Tina. Without flying or using rockets, interstellar travel relies on airdrops. This is her homeland Pandora, which she calls a junkyard. The faster she finds the employer's daughter, the quicker she can leave. 2 months ago, Atlas's ship was attacked and Tina went missing. Along the way, Lilith encounters scavengers who inform her that Tina passed by and went north to Firestone Town with a soldier. She also meets some locals who experience her fierce side. She then heads north, discovering that the show is broadcasting the search for the vault's key. Although she is not there for the treasure, she finally reaches Firestone Town, which is chaotic except for the matchmaker. According to Black Brother's bounty notice, Tina is no longer there. One night, while looking at Tina's photo, a robot suddenly appears. It had been dormant on this planet for 36 years and was awakened by a mysterious person to assist Lilith. Using retinal search, it finds Lilith and asks her to investigate the geothermal area. Surprisingly, they find Tina in a nearby quarry. The next day, they discover another group of hunters collaborating with locals, also bounty hunters for Atlas. To find Tina, they use all means necessary. Lilith rescues the girls with her gun. With transportation, they can quickly head to the quarry.
And there's only room for one up front, but worry not. I can sit on your lap. You accidentally locked me in the back!
On the way, she came across some exotic beasts, but she soon arrived here. She walked into a car, looked like traces of someone had lived, and guessed that Tina was here, and she guessed correctly, but when she heard Lilith mention her father Atlas, Tina had a surprised expression. She is afraid, and she didn't want to see her father. She was just about to inform Atlas of this, but the satellite phone flew out. She turned around to see the trap set by Tina. In the blink of an eye, Tina had already climbed up. Lilith was like a frog at the bottom of a well eating season after season of rabbit bombs. Tina was very naughty. She called her helper. The masked guy was also invulnerable, and the two simply walked for 2 rounds, and when the masked guy jumped, Lilith was instantly thrown away.
Mine's bigger.
She was caught off guard and has to admit defeat with this tiny girl. She hasn't explained 2 sentences. A woman who claims to be a Red Army regiment flew over and she wanted to take Tina away. Tina didn't agree, but seeing that she has a lot of soldier more coming, they need to ran away. Before leaving, Tina throws a rabbit to the red soldier woman. She urgently throws it, and the building began to collapse. Luckily, they slide on the side of the truck. Lilith held and protected Tina away. They were about to get attacked when a car suddenly drive by. They saw more soldiers, so they hop in and run away with Roland, who was driving the car. Lilith's robot appears and chased after them. Behind them is the red soldier lady. Masked guy grabs the robot. The red soldiers relentlessly fires at them while chasing the car. Then Roland stood up and gets the Gatling gun firing back at the enemies, hitting one car. Lilith then let her robot drive the car, but then after hitting the bridge, they were almost caught by the soldiers, but they run through and finally got away. Suddenly, a tail hit them and got them trapped on the edge of a cliff. The creature emerged from the sands and attacked them, so they back away, only to be surrounded by the enemy again. Roland decided to run through the creature while he launches missiles on its mouth, eventually defeating it, and got away. They were forced to stop and look at the pursuers, who did not follow. Roland struggles to fix the wheels, while Krieg easily lifts the car. It is said that Tina is the key to opening the treasure vault. Lilith believes that Roland captured Tina for his own selfish treasure. The two, who have always been at odds, started to quarrel. However, Roland went treasure hunting out of conscience to prevent Atlas from succeeding.
Supplies take a walk.
You know, when Atlas finds out about that party back there, I'm as good as dead. So like it or not, we're on the same side.
If Lilith remains stubborn and insists on taking Tina back to report, then they will only have a truce. The key is not only the one that Tina has, but also the one in his hand and the one that has not been found. They began to head to the Holy City. Roland knew a scientist who was proficient in the treasure vault. To avoid being recognized, they disguised themselves and walked into a shop. The shop's receptionist happened to be Lilith's neighbor. After chatting for a while, he told them the location of the scientist. Roland also happened to meet a former roommate. It was supposed to be a reunion, but because Black Brother was wanted, the roommate, who claimed he wouldn't tell anyone, was actually a member of the Crimson Legion. Fortunately, a woman stopped him. At this time, pursuers came, and they quickly fled to the scientist's secret base. The scientist was quite skilled in alien archaeology, but unexpectedly, he knew Lilith. Lilith was a bit angry when she saw the scientist because, years ago, when the scientist and her mother went treasure hunting, the scientist left her mother and ran back with young Lilith. This incident had been a knot in Lilith's heart for many years. However, the scientist's actions were at her mother's request. The scientist had been studying here for many years to one day return to the treasure vault to fulfill her mother's last wish. The scientist's explanation eased her long-standing grudge. Tina also revealed the truth. She was not actually Atlas's daughter. Years ago, Atlas found a drop of blood on a fragment of Iridia and used it to create Tina. As a clone, Tina had her own hardships. She never had a real family. Her father used all means to create high-tech inventions, but it was only to open the treasure vault. If she was unfortunately captured and taken back, Atlas would only use her. The robot was actually the scientist's creation. At this time, the Crimson Legion also caught up. The robot's mischief led the man to discover them. The scientist took out a basic item abandoned by the mining industry. They encoded everything and took it away, except for one thing, the key to the treasure vault. The key was in a corroded cave in the mine. The Crimson Legion began to search the area, but the Crimson Legion overlooked one thing. They escaped from the garbage truck.